In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 11, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Texas versus TCU. In a Lone Star State showdown, the number 7 Texas Longhorns hit the road to face the TCU Horned Frogs in an eagerly anticipated Big 12 clash under the night sky. Texas is coming off a hard-fought 33-30 overtime victory against number 23 Kansas State at home last Saturday, narrowly covering the spread as a 3-point favorite. On the other hand, TCU experienced a setback, falling 35-28 on the road to Texas Tech in their previous contest, failing to cover as a 2.5-point underdog. While the historical series heavily favors the Longhorns at 64-28-1, TCU secured a notable 17-10 road win in their most recent matchup on November 12, 2022. The Longhorns, with just 1 loss in their first 8 games, owe their success in part to an efficient offense that averaged 34.5 points per game. Texas demonstrated versatility with 15 passing touchdowns, 16 rushing scores, and an average of 274.1 yards through the air and 180 yards on the ground per game. In their recent encounter with Kansas State, despite being outscored 16-3 in the fourth quarter, the Longhorns emerged victorious in overtime, with quarterback Malik Murphy contributing 248 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Jonathan Brooks added 112 yards and a touchdown, while Adonai Mitchell-Shan with 8 catches for 149 yards and a score. The Horned Frogs have encountered challenges lately, posting a 1-4 record over the last 5 games. Despite this, TCU remains a formidable offensive force, averaging 29 points per game this season. Their offensive prowess includes 33 total touchdowns, 19 passing scores, 13 interceptions, and 296.6 passing yards per game. In the recent clash against Texas Tech, TCU mounted a second-half comeback but fell short in a 35-28 loss. Quarterback Josh Hoover tallied 353 pass yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions, while Amani Bailey contributed 57 rush yards and 2 scores, and Jalen Robinson added 68 yards with 5 catches. Examining the trends, the Longhorns have struggled against the spread in 3 of their last 4 games, while the Horned Frogs have found success at home, covering in their last 2 games, including a convincing 44-11 victory over Brigham Young University a few weeks back. TCU has thrived at home this season, winning 3 of their 4 games straight up. Despite Texas losing their last road game against the spread, TCU has won 2 of their last 3 matchups at home against the spread, suggesting they can keep the game close. So the TCU Horned Frogs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Texas boasts an elite offense, ranking in the top 20 nationally in average points per game at 34.4. The Longhorns have consistently scored 30 or more points in all but 1 game this season, averaging 33 points per game on the road. TCU's defense, ranking in the bottom half in average yards allowed per game, is likely to face a challenge from Texas, contributing significantly to the overall point tally. Both teams rank in the top 15 nationally in average yards per game, indicating ample scoring opportunities. TCU went over the point total in their last home game, scoring 44 points against Brigham Young University. With both teams trending towards high-scoring affairs, the projection leans towards the total points going over. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Michigan State versus Ohio State. In the wake of the latest college football playoff rankings, the Ohio State Buckeyes sit atop the nation as the number 1 team, boasting an undefeated record of 9-0. This weekend, they play host to the Michigan State Spartans, who face an uphill battle with a 3-6 overall record. For Michigan State, the prospect of reaching a bowl game hinges on a victorious finish to the season, a task that currently appears daunting. Sporting a 3-6 record, the Spartans managed to win in their last outing against Nebraska, securing a 20-7 17 victory. Quarterback Kattenhauser completed 13 of 20 passes for 165 yards and a touchdown. Despite the win, Michigan State's offense, averaging 18 points, needs improvement, especially considering their defense allows an average of 26.6 points per game, ranking 74th nationally. Contrastingly, Ohio State enters the matchup undefeated at 9-0. Having clinched an impressive victory in their recent game against Rutgers with a 35-28 scoreline. While trailing at halftime, Ohio State rallied in the second half, with quarterback Kyle McCord completing 19 of 29 passes for 189 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. The Buckeyes boast an average of 33 points per game, complemented by a staunch defense yielding only 11 points per game, ranking second in the nation. Despite Ohio State's notable victories against Notre Dame and Penn State, their vulnerability this season is evident in the slim margins of some wins, with only 2 victories exceeding a 30-point margin. Anticipating a focused effort from Michigan State, I foresee the Buckeyes maintaining control without stretching the lead beyond 32 points. Banking on Michigan State's recent offensive improvement, averaging 16 points in their last 2 games, they should cover the spread comfortably. To maximize their chances, Michigan State may opt to establish a run game, limiting the overall possessions in the contest, and relying heavily on running back Nathan Carter. While Michigan State's offensive struggles are evident, with rankings of 113th in total offense and 123rd in scoring offense, Ohio State's limited success when heavily favored suggests a closer matchup. With Ohio State focused on securing a playoff spot rather than running up the score, the Michigan State Spartans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In consideration of potential late-game scenarios, such as Ohio State resting starters with a substantial lead, the Spartans might find opportunities to reach the end zone, favoring those betting on the over. 2 of the last 3 meetings between the Spartans and Buckeyes have surpassed the total, and with a recent trend of overs in Michigan State's games, along with unders in Ohio State's, the projection leans towards the total points exceeding expectations. Over the projected total eyes or full game total pick. Southern California versus Oregon. On Saturday, November 11th, a significant college football showdown unfolds as Oregon plays host to Southern California. Ranked number 6 in the nation, the Ducks boast an impressive 8-1 record, complemented by a solid 5-1 standing in conference play. After a setback against Washington in early October, Oregon has rallied with 3 consecutive victories leading up to this pivotal matchup. Meanwhile, Southern California, with a 7-3 overall record and a 5-2 conference standing, is grappling with challenges, having lost 3 of their last 4 games entering Saturday's encounter, putting their postseason aspirations in jeopardy. The Southern California Trojans find themselves in dire need of a win after dropping 3 of their last 4 contests. Notably, they have displayed resilience on the road, securing victories in 3 of their last 4 away games. Quarterback Caleb Williams has been a standout performer, boasting a 69.2% completion rate, 2,958 yards, 28 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. The dynamic receiving duo of Taj Washington and Brendan Rice has amassed 1,396 yards and 16 touchdowns, with Mario Williams contributing significantly with 28 receptions. On the ground, Marshawn Lloyd leads the charge with 766 yards and 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Southern California faces challenges, allowing an average of 34.5 points and 436.3 yards per game. Key defensive contributors include Mason Cobb with 63 tackles, Jamal Muhammad with 6 sacks, and Callan Bullock with 2 interceptions. The Oregon Ducks aim to secure a 4th consecutive win to remain in the college football playoff conversation, bolstered by an impressive 6-game home winning streak. Quarterback Bo Nix has been efficient, completing 78.1% of his passes for 2,723 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Receivers Troy Franklin and Tez Johnson, along with Terrence Ferguson, have combined for 1,545 receiving yards and 16 touchdowns. Bucky Irving leads the ground game with 821 yards and 9 touchdowns. Defensively, Oregon has been solid, allowing an average of 16 points and 301.7 yards yards per game, anchored by key contributors Evan Williams, Brandon Dorlus, and Kyrie Jackson. While Oregon is favored to win, the challenge lies in covering a spread of at least 15 points against Southern California's formidable offense. Despite the Ducks' lone loss against the nation's top passing attack, Southern California's ability to compete in high-scoring affairs, coupled with their balanced offensive approach, makes the spread challenging. Even if the Ducks secure a substantial lead, Southern California's quick strike capability poses a constant threat. Despite Southern California's recent struggles, including defensive vulnerabilities ranking 123rd in total defense and 124th in scoring defense, they present a potent offense led by elite quarterback Caleb Williams. This suggests they can remain competitive against Oregon and potentially upset any team, despite their defensive shortcomings. With Southern California receiving over 2 full touchdowns, the line indicates they are undervalued, so the Southern California Trojans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Acknowledging Oregon's penchant for high-scoring affairs, evidenced by recent games finishing with 82, 94, and 99 total points, the prospect of a prolific offensive showcase is likely. Southern California's defensive struggles further support the expectation of Oregon surpassing the 40-point mark comfortably, with Southern California consistently scoring over 30 points per game and the over hitting in 9 out of 10 games this season. The stage is set for an offensive showdown. The projected total of 73.5 points seems well within reach, and the likelihood of surpassing 80 points is plausible. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.